Okay, for radio listeners, we have caught the chief climatologist, the main research group at a British university, talking to all these other universities about how to demonize climate skeptics, other scientists going, well, wait, your data's fake. But that's not even important compared to the other news. How to put out fake info and how to cover up the real data showing the Earth has actually been cooling the last 4 years and that the sun is the major driver. Now, the reason hackers hit this guy and this particular university is that he's the main one cited by the United Nations saying the Earth is heating and that the oceans are going to rise and we're all basically dead if we don't pay a tax to Al Gore and the UN. Separately, I have the new EU president announcing 2009 is the first year of global governance and global management, saying they're going to use the carbon tax to control the world. What did Ban Ki-moon 3 Sundays ago say in the New York Times? He's the UN Secretary General in an article titled, "We Can Do It." He said, global government, global governance will be financed and controlled through carbon taxes that will allow us to regulate and control all facets of world life, and all resource management will go through these unelected corporations that control the UN. This is the UN head saying this. Who's the other UN head of the Security Council? Barack Obama. No president's ever served as that. The average American doesn't even know that's happening. That's what we cover in my film, Fall of the Republic, available on DVD at Infowars.com. That's why that film's so important. Because if they get this carbon tax legislation through at Copenhagen, in Europe, and in the U.S., it's over, folks. Total control. They're now trying to pass this in the next month, and it is a godsend that these conscientious white hat hackers who I bow to, I prostrate myself, I thank you, I hail you, oh, you are wonderful. Oh my God, this is so beautiful what you've done. Now, we started reporting on this Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when it was only on the big hacking sites. Now, AP, Reuters, BBC, they're all confirming, yes. The Washington Post admits it, but says nothing about the lying, nothing about how these head universities with the UN were all colluding and racketeering how to lie and how to persecute scientists and fire them and remove them who were criticizing him. He wouldn't release his data. For 5 years, he refused to release it when the UN was using it as an excuse to say carbon dioxide is deadly and is making the temperature rise. Now, I'm going to read to you the AP article for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Give them a screenshot right now. For radio listeners, just Google the term or go to smartpage.com and Google the term, search the term. Hackers leak emails, stoke climate debate. Now, even though the AP had to report on this, we need to push and make sure this becomes big nightly news everywhere. Right in the middle of this big man-made climate change global tax push. This headline should be, hackers release emails proving global warming a fraud. Because their emails, which we have up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, they were posted earlier in the week. Paul Watson is reposting them. But even though I saw these, and even though they looked authentic and had seals and letterhead, we said, well, this is being reported. We don't know if it's true. It's now confirmed. The university's investigating. The British government's investigating. The U.S. government. The UN are saying, how dare these hackers? This is illegal. How dare them rob us? They are not denying this. This is admitted. Let me say that again. They are not denying this. Now, Al Gore got caught this week by climatologists in Florida. Got no attention on Monday. Friday morning, Paul Watson wrote an article at Prison Planet. Our site's so big, it made national news, got picked up by scores of newspapers. Rush Limbaugh had it as his top headline all day. He sourced Prison Planet, where Al Gore photoshopped a NASA photo, and we got the NASA photo right next to it, and put hurricanes spinning the wrong direction, the U.S. flooded, and he said, oh, this is what NASA says is going to happen. No, Al Gore has been caught fraudulently photoshopping. That made national news Friday. Okay, we are breaking through. Everything we cover now becomes national news. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been nothing we've ever done on the climate issue as important as what I'm about to read. I'm going to read the AP whitewash, and this is devastating. This is red-handed. Now listen, and listen carefully. Give me a close shot of this for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Hackers leak emails, stoke climate debate, Associated Press, David Stringer. Computer hackers have broken into a server at a well-respected climate change research center in Britain and posted hundreds of private emails and documents online, stoking debate over whether some scientists have overstated the case for man-made climate change. Now, that should say the devastating emails admit a systematic form of persecution and racketeering against scientists and groups disagreeing with the UN's agenda. In their own internal documents, they admit the Earth is actually cooling and that carbon dioxide isn't causing it. But they don't say that. Go read the actual emails. In fact, later, if I have time, we're going to read some of those. And we're going to be covering this all next week into Thanksgiving. Paul Watson, Kurt Nimmo doing huge stories right now. Now listen, the University of East Anglia, and what's important, that's the main university the UN cites, in eastern England, said in a statement Saturday that the hackers had entered the server and stolen data at its climate research unit, a leading global research center on climate change. See, they're admitting this is their emails. They all need to go to prison. I mean, they're in here going, we got to get this guy fired. We got to go after this person. We got to get their papers banned. We got to run this guy out of business. They're talking about ruining scientists' lives. And I've met a lot of these scientists, interviewed them. They're communists, they're socialists, they're conservatives. They're just scientists. They don't have a political axe. They go, the Earth's cooling. It's the sun. Why are you saying carbon dioxide's bad? Al Gore got caught 2 years ago showing that carbon dioxide goes up on that famous graph, and then the temperatures go up. But the real graph released by NASA and all these universities from ice core studies show that the temperature goes up and then carbon dioxide goes up in the next 100 years because it releases carbon dioxide from the water, from the ice, and there's more plant life, more animal life, and it boosts the total amount. The scientists that exposed Gore lost their jobs. It doesn't matter if Gore is now retracted. They persecute people. They get people fired. That's in these emails. Okay, I'm going to cover it. It's just there's so many facets to this evil. The University of East Anglia in eastern England said in a statement Saturday that the hackers had entered the server and stolen data at its climate research unit, it is the leading global research center on climate change. This is AP. The university said police are investigating the theft of the information but could not confirm. And it goes on. More than a decade of correspondence between leading British and U.S. scientists is included in about 1,000 emails and 3,000 documents posted on the websites following the security breach last week. Some climate change skeptics and bloggers claim the information shows scientists have overstated the case of global warming and allege the documents contain proof that some researchers have attempted to manipulate data. Yeah, and the police should be seizing all of these servers now before they erase it and then claim that it was never there and claim it's fake. But they messed up. They're admitting it's real and throwing a fit. Just like the White House memo and the Downing Street memo where Bush and Blair are talking about staging events. That is now confirmed to be real because of the criminal investigation, and the White House admitted it. We're going to come back and read the bombshell developments where they fake the data. They know it's a fraud.